Hello, everyone. It's an honor to be with you here with Coessa. And I am so grateful that Libby and Wendy and the board asked that I make this ceremony today. It is my holy privilege, and I am delighted to be here with you today. Thank you so much for your interest in this work, the work of leadership, clarity, mindfulness, and really assessing what is going to assist us going present forward is the real work that we need to be doing today. So I'm honored to be here, and thank you so much. I'm so grateful for this opportunity to co-create this closing ceremony with you. And so I was thinking about closure. I was thinking about closing, and when I think about closing, there's a couple of things that come to my mind. And closure is something that we all want, but really there's like this whole cycle. And I feel like that's what's happened with Coessa, that there has been this entire cycle, that there has been this birth cycle. And I am in Idaho. I have been here now for a couple of weeks with my mother, with my elder, my mother who is an elder, and in all of our safety. And this morning, while I was looking outside, I was looking outdoors. It's rural Idaho. And while I was looking outdoors, I was stunned, delighted, and surprised to see what I saw. I saw a mother deer with two fawns, they were just, she was cleaning them. They were just beginning to walk. They were learning to, it was very sweet. I got to take some videos of them and send them to my loved ones, and just these brand new babies. And they came all the way up to the porch, and the mother laid down and was nursing them and nurturing and nourishing them. And so, I think about, she's having closure. She has these two new baby fawns, and she is having closure. So she's closing one thing, and then she is opening another thing, and that there's two is pretty miraculous. They often will only have one fawn when they give birth. So this is something quite miraculous, and they don't just have little spots. They have like streaks of white. They're stunning little beings. And so to witness that this morning, I was thinking about our closing ceremony and our conversation today. And so when I think of closing, I also think of what is the beginning. Where am I being guided to? And I know that there have been processes for the healers. I know that there has been the opportunity to practice mindfulness in some different ways, and some really beautiful guidance from some gifted leaders and healers, teachers, and really thought leaders of this time. Also psychotherapists and doctors and counselors. And so, we attend to these things, we attend to our mindfulness, but will we attend to our own soul? Can we attend to the spirit, to the soul, to what is really connected to and intimate with the earth and with all of the creatures of the earth and all of these beings, all of these other souls that we are called to share, to appreciate, to really allow into our hearts. And I think that is one of the opportunities that Coessa has given us, is an opportunity to see things with new eyes, to see things with ancient knowing, and to see things with the eyes of the heart. And so I always like to complete things, or I always feel that it's important to finish things with a prayer or with a poem, because I feel that really poems are prayers also, in addition to being containment systems for wisdom. And so a couple of poems came forward. One of them is called Circle Wisdom. It's by a woman named Sidonia Cahill. And when I think of her, I think of how she is calling us to really imagine how life is one long ceremony. We have four major life transitions, a couple of which we have a choice about, and a couple of which we have no choice about. And so the one that we have a choice about, the one we have a choice to engage in, is the leaving home, which is the initiation of the quest of finding who we are as a human adult, as a man, as a non-binary adult, as a woman. So we go out into the world to find out, who am I as a human being? Who am I as an adult person? Who am I when I am independent and interdependent? Because nothing in nature survives if it is too independent, and nothing survives in nature if it is too dependent. So you can't be too independent or too dependent. So I appreciate what Sidonia is saying, because she's talking about this ceremony of life that we have. And we often have ceremonies where we honor when a baby is born, or when something new is coming or is happening. And then we have the ceremony of going into the world to find out who we are as an adult person. And then we have the coming home. And the coming home is where we either make a commitment to our work, or we make a commitment to a partner or a loved one. We make a commitment, perhaps, if we are called to be a monk or to be a nun. That's the time where we would make that commitment to the Creator. And then we have the final, of course, initiation that we all go through, our ceremony of life, which is death. And then some people believe that there is a rebirth, but whenever anything dies, something new is born. Whenever something leaves, we are put in a different place. So when a grandmother dies, then the mother becomes the matriarch of the family. Or when something shifts or changes, we're always called to rearrange in the greater system. So I believe we're being called to rearrange in so many ways at this time. And I am so grateful for your dedication and your courage to do a practice, to change your body and your mind, because we all have to change our bodies and our minds right now in order to become fully human, to engage in our deep humanity. So this prayer, truly poem from Sidonia Cahill, is, I invite you to enter for a moment into sacred time and space, into a way of seeing that is broad and spacious. See this day from the time you arose this morning until you sleep this evening as one long ceremony. Divided into small and familiar rituals, your heart as the altar. You, part of the cycles of light and darkness, now begin to see your life from the moment of your conception until the time of your death as one long, continuous ceremony, filled with many rituals, some familiar, some unknown and challenging. Your home and all your relations, the altar. You, part of many cycles and seasons. Now, see this ceremony of your life as part of a much larger ceremony that extends 7 generations into the past and 7 into the future. Made up of many births and deaths, this beautiful spinning earth, the altar. You, part of the great ebb and flow. Now, if you will imagine this larger ceremony to be but one part of a ceremony so grand, so magnificent, as to hardly be comprehensible, a great, vast ceremonial circle. Rich and vibrant, with millions upon millions of swirling circles of dancing light, and you, one of those dancing circles, a dancer on the altar that is the universe, where time is eternal. where time is eternal. May you dance in beauty. May you dance in beauty. Circle Wisdom by Sidonia Cahill. Circle Wisdom by Sidonia Cahill. So I think it's powerful to think as we are closing this year. I think that it's very powerful to think about the capacity to open well and to close well. And also in this time where, we don't get to have closure. One of the things we're not, and a lot of people aren't getting, is we're not getting to have the closure that we want. And I think that sometimes we want the closure, and we wanted closure before, where we don't get to have it. And so now we can have a sense of that, but we also have a sense of this new beginning. And so my prayer, my heart is asking that this may be a great beginning, that this flagship year, that this year that you've had together, that this year of really allowing the wisdom that is wanted to surface for this program, for the teachers, the healers, the mentors, and the leaders that will lead this program and continue to flourish this program, so that all people can come together, and create an even better world and an even better place and an even better home than the one we found. And so what we want, and one of the things that my mother taught me and my ancestors taught me, is that we always want to leave this world, this place, a better place than we found it. And so we have good work before us, and we have good work to do together. And so I would like to finish with a poem that I wrote for, and this can be found in God, Death, and Poetry, which is a book I co-authored with William Whitman. And this poem I wrote for two graduates who were graduating from LEOS, the Leadership Institute of Seattle. And so I would like to share that with you as we close. If you ask a question and hold it in your heart, the how will reveal itself. A white globe of shell will move from its underwater home and stretch out, will enter the world slowly, bringing what is sacred to the surface. Persevering gently, preserving the way. The way is to hold sacred. The way is to listen to all things true. From this place comes the essential, the tenderness, questions no one dares to ask. From this place comes wonder, inspiration, and be aware the straight path takes courage and the crooked path awaits. So every day I will pay attention. Every day I will break open the dark water. Every day I will honor what is beautiful and real in each human being and every moment. I will surrender the easy path. I will surrender the easy path because I am a disciple of humanity. I am a devotee of the future. I am a treasure of the earth. I am a treasure of the earth. And so how can we become a treasure of the earth? How can we become a treasure of one another? I believe it is through programs and through good work, like the work that we are doing together, like the work that COESA is creating, like the work that will happen on the sacred grounds where this place, this organization will be able to make a difference. And so we thank the spirits of land and place. We thank the ancestors, all of our ancestors. We thank this collective of teachers and healers and mindfulness practitioners. And we thank most of all the great mystery. Thank you so much. May all that we do present forward be a blessing way.